Hey lovelies, it's Kate. Thank you so much for tuning in. In this speed build, I'm building a underwater mansion on a 30 by 20 lot in Oasis Springs. So a big section of this house is technically underwater. For this I used a pool. As you can see, I built a pool all around the house and I'm going to connect the house with a little bridge. And this house is kind of different from anything that I've probably ever built before. I was going for a kind of modern design, and then we have this cool patio area in the front, and then there is a section that is completely open so the Sims can walk down. It's just kind of crazy. But I felt like building something that is a little bit different, and I just love these underwater houses. But I kind of made a combination of a very typical tiny home and a underwater mansion, because the section that is above the water is actually really tiny. There's not much space at all. Like, as you will see when I start to furnish, there's not much space. There's a very tiny kitchen, and then there is a very tiny living room area and a little office space, and then underwater there are multiple bedrooms. I decided to include 3 bedrooms, so there is one master bedroom for the parents, and then there are 2 kids' rooms, and one of the kids' rooms actually has 2 beds in it, so there is enough space for up to 3 kids and 2 grown-ups. So this is a tiny house for a family of 5 Sims. This is also why it's tiny. Like, when you build a tiny house for only 1 Sim, you don't need all that space, but for a family of 5 Sims, I think that this can be considered to be quite small. I decided to attach some stairs in the front so the Sims can access the patio and walk down, and this was kind of crazy. As always, I decided to work in sections and I just added more stuff, and the trickiest part was kind of to connect everything. Of course, I had to add a pool ladder so the Sims could actually use the pool. I felt inspired by the tropical pack that is rumored to be a thing very soon. I've already talked about this in my Let's Build, but yeah, there are some rumors going around that there will be a tropical expansion pack. Most people kind of expected a university pack, but now 2 retailers have listed a tropical pack and they kind of leaked it, but then the description of the pack seemed to be fake, because some people tracked down a forum post in the official Sims 4 forum where someone kind of used this description when he or she was coming up with some ideas for potential future packs. But who knows, as I already said in my other video, when the cats and dogs pack was leaked accidentally, there always were some things about it that looked totally fake, and eventually it was real. So maybe we will get lucky and have a tropical pack. I'm totally down for it. This would be amazing. So I kind of felt inspired and I wanted to build something that is a little bit tropical. I will also include 1 single palm tree so it actually looks a little bit tropical. It almost looks like some type of crazy houseboat, I don't know, but I included lots of windows, as you can see. So there's windows going all around the bottom part, so the Sims can like look inside the water, and from the outside, when you look at it now, you can see that you can look inside the house at the bottom. There's not so much privacy going on in this house, let me tell you, but I mean, there's some water, so you can't really see what's happening. I decided to use lots of shelves. I was going for a very minimalistic kind of look on the outside, but I still wanted to include a lot of details. You guys know that I just love to do that. And of course, I also had to use the infamous Get Famous cube, the pristine pedestal. I just love this object so much. I think it's one of my absolute favorite objects in the whole game. I use it for all kinds of different things. I've used it to create some flower beds. I've used it to create a curved path. I've also used it to kind of hide the terrain when I was building some crazy stairs for a modern build. I've also used it to create a kind of curved roof. In my opinion, this is one of the coolest objects ever. I love Planet Coaster. It's an amazing game, and in Planet Coaster you have all these geometrical objects. You have a cube, a triangle, I don't know, like different things. And when you have objects that are very simple. When it's just a simple shape with no other stuff attached, you can kind of combine it to create all kinds of different things. It's like Lego almost, and I feel like this little cube just offered so many new possibilities, especially when you like to build something that is very modern or minimalistic, because this is kind of like a very completely white simple cube, and I don't know, I just love it. I wish we had more objects like this. I know that this is not its original purpose. This is actually a surface, it's just a little side table, but I love to use it for all kinds of different things. And that is the one single palm tree that I mentioned earlier. I don't know, for a build like this, it's quite small, it's very simple, and I feel like for a build like this you really have to think about where to add what, so you can't just kind of add tons of different things everywhere. This would be too much. If you have a very huge build with tons of details, you can kind of, I don't know, add stuff here and there. But for a build like this, I really like to think hard what to add and what to remove. So this was kind of tricky, and I then decided to make the bridge shorter because, I don't know, I didn't like the look. The bridge was just too long. And for this, I've actually made a tutorial in the past. I'm going to link the tutorial playlist down below in case you're interested, so you can kind of create all kinds of different bridges, and I don't know, you can just decide how high you want them to be without the foundation being in the way. And yeah, I'm going to link it down below. And I then decided to expand the section at the bottom because I felt like for the underwater section I really wanted to have an area with a glass roof so you could actually look down. I feel like this is kind of a must for a build like this. And then the bridge was actually blocking the half wall, so I had to make it smaller. And then I kind of really liked how it looked. There's going to be a bathroom at the bottom, which seems a little bit weird when you look down from the top, but I feel like, I don't know, this is The Sims, and I'm pretty sure that The Sims don't actually mind this. I know that a lot of people really love super realistic builds, but this is not a realistic build either way. This is like some type of crazy houseboat underwater tiny home with a bridge. I don't know. The realism has gone out of the window a long time ago for this build, so I didn't actually mind that there is a glass roof over the bathroom. Actually, at this point, I didn't even know that this would be a bathroom, but then when I started to furnish, it all made sense. And I used this very cute, perfect patio sofa and the armchair. I just love the blue, it's just popping, and it goes so well together with the base game windows that I used in the front. So there is a very vibrant, happy blue going on, just a little pop of color. Otherwise, I didn't use any pop of color, so this was it. And this is the underwater section. It's kind of really crazy what it looks like down there. Just imagine living in a house like this. I combined a lot of very warm toned wood with this. This is a wall color that is part of Spa Day. I just love it. And then I just used a Spa Day floor and wall color for the bathroom as well. And I just kind of tried to use a lot of this beautiful brown, so it all kind of goes well together. There are 2 bathrooms in total, I think. So for a family of 5, this is kind of okay. I mean, I had to kind of make some type of sacrifice. There isn't a lot of space. This is going to be the kitchen at the bottom. I also used some Spa Day counters for this, and there's just not much space, as you can tell, but I checked this. I let my sim walk through this area because I just had no idea if this would even kind of work, if there would be enough space. I don't know, there wasn't even space for a proper dining room area, so if the Sims grab something to eat, if they all want to eat together, they kind of have to go to the living room area or on the patio. So just as any proper tiny home, it's actually tiny and there's not much space, especially for a big family. But I felt like I really wanted to have a proper underwater area, so there was enough space for other bedrooms. So yeah, this is a kind of a crazy build, I think. So I kept the kitchen very modern, very minimalistic. I added some bamboo, and I generally just kind of tried to continue the theme from the outside on the inside, so the interior is very modern and minimalistic, but at the same time it's quite warm and welcoming, especially because of the wood. I just love this wall color. And I added a mailbox here because I really like to forget that, and also made sure that I would not forget to add a bin to the kitchen. So this is the kitchen area, very small, very comfy. Added a bookshelf, and then this is the living room area. I feel like this little nook is just perfect for a TV. It fit right into this little nook. I added some little tables that are part of Dine Out, some bamboo, kept it very modern and cozy, and I then decided to add a little half wall so I could just kind of section off that area where I wanted to place a sofa, as you can see here. And then I just added a little office corner right there. So I don't know, I really tried to use the space in a good way, but there wasn't really that much space. I don't know, I usually really like to build bigger houses. As you guys know, this is kind of like a more or less rare occasion that I built something that is so small, but I really tried my best. I feel like especially decorating all the clutter is so difficult because you don't want to block any way, and you really, I don't know, there's just not much space, but it's a lot of fun to kind of step out of your comfort zone and to have some fun with it. So this is kind of one of the most unexpected or weird builds probably for me. Even when I started building this, I had no idea where this would even go, and then it kind of happened, and I thought, okay, this is kind of really weird but also fun and nice looking. I added a painting that is a little bit more colorful, so there would be a little pop of color. The hallways are quite empty and simple because there isn't much space. If I would add too much stuff on the sides, it would actually block the way, so the hallways are pretty simple. And for the bedrooms, I kind of used a lot of white and also some blue at the walls, so there would be a pop of color. And I also kind of wanted to have a, it's a underwater mansion, the section at the bottom at least, so I kind of wanted to stay within the water theme, so I used a lot of blue. I used this blue rock and just a blue lamp and all that stuff, and a lot of white. I don't know, it's just, a very kind of water themed mansion. This is, of course, the master bedroom. And then I decided to divide the other rooms so I could actually make 2 bedrooms out of this. The floor plan was kind of confusing at first, and as you can see, there are all these windows going all around the rooms. There's no other stuff on the walls really, it's just windows, and it's so beautiful. It's like a kind of like a mermaid dream come true. It's a very different house, definitely. So I decided to have one room that is more pink with a little bit of blue, and the other kids' room is very, very blue. So I kind of included both very classic colors for kids' rooms, I would say. And I'm sure it's kind of wild to actually play in this. Of course, this will be available in the gallery. As always, I'm going to include all the information down below. I'm going to list all the packs, and you can find this in the gallery. This is CC free as always. I don't use any CC for any of my builds, so any build that you can find on this channel is CC free. And I just added some clutter here and some toys and just some stuff, and this was very difficult because, as I said, there wasn't enough space, and I'm always so scared that the way is blocked and that there's not enough space. And this is the there's another bathroom, so there's 3 bathrooms in total. I actually forgot about that one, but there was a little area available, so I also turned this into a bathroom, and this one as well. This is the bathroom that has a glass roof on top, but look at that, it's such a bright and happy room. I guess it's so much fun to just take a bath down there. So this is it, guys. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If so, please like and subscribe. And of course, I would like to say thank you so much for watching. I hope that you will have an amazing week, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye bye.